Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today what we're going to do is my very first cook on my new Lone Star Grillz 20x42 offset smoker. And what I'm doing today is an HEB prime brisket. I was at HEB last week looking through the meats, and I came across this 11-pound prime brisket, and it's marked $6.99 a pound, which 11 pounds at $6.99 would be $76. They had it marked for $55. So it was mismarked, it had to be. So I grabbed that thing up. When I got it, it's real flexible. It's a nice prime brisket. So what I'm gonna do is take it out of the plastic, and then I'm gonna start to trim it up a little bit, and I'll bring you back when I start to trim. Okay, I dug out a big pocket of decal fat right here. It was hard as a boot. It won't render down, so I cut that out. So now I'm taking off some of the silver skin on the top. You can trim all day long if you want to, or not. I try to take most of it off, but that's quite a task. I'll take this one little last piece off right here. Then I'm gonna turn it over and look at the back. The back looked pretty damn good, the fat cap. So I want a 1/4 inch of fat on the fat cap on the back side, and I may have to cut it down just a hair in certain places. All right, now that looks good. Now that brisket's gonna lay flat. Now that I cut that decal fat out of the side of it here. So let me turn it over and see what we got. Yeah, there's some thicker fat back here on this side. I need to cut some of that away. And let me go ahead and trim some of this down. Okay, I've got it trimmed up where it looks pretty nice and laying nice and flat. As a binder, or they call it smear, I'm low on mustard, so what I'm going to use today is Worcestershire sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this in Worcestershire, so I can my rub will stick to the meat. Okay, let's turn it over and get the back too. This is a Texas style brisket, and it's going to be salt, pepper, garlic powder, and I got an extra from Harry Sue about using some celery seed. I'm gonna go ahead and use that. Also, today, one of the little tricks I've been hearing of is I'm going to baste this brisket while cooking, and baste it when I put it in the butcher paper with this Wagyu beef tallow. So we'll see how that turns out. Supposedly it makes a nice juicy brisket. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the rub on this guy, and the fire's ready to go, and take it out to the fire. I'll bring you back. Okay, here's my new smoker. I got the temperature up to, on my fireboard, to 253 right now. I'm gonna go ahead and put this brisket on. If you look in there, you'll see an aluminum pan in the bottom. That's full of water to keep moisture in the cooking chamber. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this guy on fat cap down with the point toward the firebox. There we go. And I'm gonna let this go for about 3 hours. Then I'm going to check on it to see if the bark is hardened enough to put some apple cider vinegar on it. So I'll see you back here in about 3 hours. Okay, it's time to take the brisket off the fire and wrap it in some butcher paper. And I'm gonna take it off and take it in the house and wrap it up and put the Wagyu beef tallow all over the paper and on the brisket. So I'll take you back in the house here in just a minute. Oh my goodness. Look at that. That is beautiful. Let's pull this baby off. Oh, it's nice and jiggly. Really nice and jiggly. All right. Let me leave that open. Let me open this firebox. Let the rest of that wood burn up. All right, I'll take you back in the house and we're gonna wrap it up. Check you in a minute. Okay, this is the Wagyu beef tallow that I put in the pit and let it smoke in the pit. And I'm gonna paint it all on the butcher paper. Okay, I'm gonna set the brisket on the butcher paper in that tallow. Let me set it forward a little more so I can have something to wrap with. There we go. Now, you take the tallow and you rub it all over the brisket and just bathe it in the tallow. It's got a really nice firm bark on it with that salt and pepper and sesame seed and garlic powder. It has a really nice firm bark. You drizzle that all over. And just wet it down with that beef tallow. There we go. Got it nice and wet. Now then, let's wrap it up. Let me put a little more on the butcher paper down there at that end. All right, let's wrap it up. Let's see what happens. Wrap this over like this. Put this down the side like this. And fold the side over. Just like that. And fold the other side over. Like this. Pull it kind of tight if you can. Flip it over. That's fat cap up. And then flip it again. That's fat cap down. The little bit you have here, you just fold it over and fold it under. Just like that. There you go. That's how you wrap a brisket in butcher paper. I'm gonna put it back on the pit for about 4 hours. The thermopin is saying 150. We gotta go to 200. So I'll bring you back when I unwrap this booger. Okay, I'm putting the wrapped brisket back on the grill. It needs about another 3 to 4 hours to hit the internal temperature we need. I'll bring you back when I take it off the fire and bring it in the house and unwrap it. We'll see you later. Okay, we took the brisket out of the pit after another 4 hours. You can see what the paper looks like. I let it rest all night, so it ought to be really ready to go. So let me peel this paper off and see what we got here. Ooh, that looks really good. Let me get it off of here. All right. Now let's cut the point away from the flat and see what we got here. Oh wow. Here's the point. Look at the juice running out of this thing. Nice smoke ring. All right, let's cut up some of this flat. That's some pretty thick cuts there. And like I said, it's been resting overnight. So let me take a bite of this and see how it tastes. Really, the bark nice and firm. Really flavorful. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So I'm gonna cut the point now. Look at that. It just pulls apart. Let me try some of this point. Really tender, juicy. So overall, it looks like my first cook with the Lone Star Grillz 20 by 42 offset was very, very good. So give me a thumbs up on this video and subscribe to my channel, please. And I'll see you the next time I'm cooking on that smoker.